Hi Virgo, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a love reading for the week ahead and I've already pulled the oracle cards, so we'll get straight into it. So we have basically between worlds, and this is, usually about maybe you and your person, or one or the other, basically, kind of transitioning maybe emotionally at the moment. It could be a relationship that hasn't kind of fully become what it could be, but also maybe it's not what it once was either. Or could just be feeling like caught between, I don't know, holding on and letting go type of thing. And it could also just be that there's some sort of healing after a disappointment, or just trying to figure out whether someone kind of still belongs in your future. Whatever it is, it's just that some sort of transformation takes time, and it's very similar of this dolphin spirit as well, which I'll get into. Then we have the mediate and contemplate, and it's the new moon in Pisces. And this card is usually asking you to kind of check in, like what's your intuition saying, that's not your fear, like what's your gut actually saying. Are you seeing this person clearly, or through hope or worry or past hurt? Pisces energy is usually about surrender, so try not to control the situation. And if you've been kind of like overthinking some sort of texts or timing or mixed signals, this card is just about like taking a step back and just allowing your emotions to kind of settle before you make a decision. And then with the dolphin spirit, it says this and that are true. And this is about seeing, two kind of opposite things that can both be true at the same time. So someone can genuinely care about you and still be emotionally unavailable, for example. You can love someone and know that they're not the right choice for you right now, or could be that a connection that's very meaningful, but it still needs some sort of distance or growth. So it's just not making a decision and choosing kind of one extreme. It's just kind of just saying, just accept whatever the complexities are right now, and take it as it comes. So let's get you some tarot. I'm going to pull out all the cards for Virgo, and then we'll get the clarifiers as well, so if you want to skip ahead, do. So how does Virgo feel about their person? We have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, how does Virgo's person feel about Virgo? We have the Ten of Cups in the reverse. How do they see Virgo? We have the Sun. Okay. What are their intentions towards Virgo? We have the Four of Wands. What are their next actions? We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. What is the challenge or the block this week? Okay. And then what is the outcome? Okay. I have two cards coming out here, but I'm just going to take the top one that I saw, is the Nine of Pentacles. And then what is the what is the advice? Ace of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Then let's get you some clarifiers. So it's for Virgo. So what is the Queen of Pentacles? We have the Five of Wands in the reverse. Okay. What's the Ten of Cups in the reverse? We have the Four of Wands. What's the Sun? We have the Knight of Wands. What's the Four of Wands? We have the Knight of Swords. What's the Ace of Wands in the reverse? We have Ace of Swords in the reverse, which is also your advice. Okay, what's the Page of Swords? Okay, that's too many. I'm just taking this one. The King of Wands in the reverse. Okay, then what is the Nine of Pentacles? We have the Death card. And what is the Ace of Swords in the reverse? We have the Page of Wands. Okay, so signs wise, we have all the fire signs, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, all the air signs, so Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. We have more fire signs, we have Scorpio, we have more fire signs, we have more air signs, and we have Leo and earth signs as well. So Taurus, Virgo, and who am I forgetting? Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Why didn't that come out? Okay, so your feelings, Virgo, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Wands in the reverse. So you definitely care about this person and you want something that's very stable and kind of nurturing and long term with this person. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is about someone who's ready to invest emotionally and practically. And the Five of Wands in the reverse shows that you could be tired of some sort of conflict or mixed signals or like competition. So, you know, it's about like not wanting to win and you prefer like just having peace, you know. So you could want to just like, I don't know, resolve any sort of like tension, or you don't want to make more of it, certainly, you know. You want some sort of harmony between the two of you, peace. Then their feelings for you, we have the Ten of Cups in the reverse clarified by the Four of Wands. So this is, you know, Ten of Cups reversed is usually that they feel some sort of like emotional disappointment, or they have some sort of belief about the relationship that maybe isn't complete, and there could be like a fear about like happiness or family or commitment in general, or whether the connection can kind of reach its full potential, you know. And the Four of Wands is showing that they see the potential here for stability and for celebration or like a genuine partnership, you know. So they kind of definitely see the relationship's potential, but they're struggling with the emotional doubt or kind of circumstances that are preventing that happiness, you know. The Ten of Cups isn't that the feelings are there, it's like they don't know how they can reach that, you know. Then how they view you is the Sun and the Knight of Wands. So they could see you as someone who definitely brings some sort of like warmth and optimism and just like happiness in general. And the Knight of Wands is, you know, that they kind of see you as someone who is fun and exciting and, you know, maybe kind of is the initiator of like getting things going on the fun front or even the passion front, you know. But they also see you as someone who's maybe not as consistent as what they would like, and they feel like you are maybe in and out or hot and cold, you know, but a lot of fun. And they're highly attracted to you. Then we have their intentions as the Four of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So they seem to kind of want to move towards stability or maintaining some sort of connection with you. And the Knight of Swords is like they want to do this quickly, you know. They could even like want to kind of rush into a commitment with you, maybe feeling like if they don't, you know, that you could run away, you know. And then we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse with the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So their next actions, at least, you know, the near future is like it doesn't look like they're gonna make some sort of movement, you know. Like the Ace of Wands reverse is usually about hesitation or like a lack of momentum, and the Ace of Swords, you know, reversed is about communication problems or maybe uncertainty or just difficulty kind of expressing the truth. So their next actions is usually about like holding back and not initiating something right now. It just kind of feels like there's a lack of clarity or something like that that's going on that's making them not want to act right now. Then we have the Page of Swords clarified by the King of Wands in the reverse. And this is your challenge or your blockage. So it seems that there's a mix of like communication issues, but also that there's some sort of like ego getting in the way, or like insecurity or something. You know, Page of Swords could be like watching from a distance, or like analyzing everything, maybe to the point of overthinking. And it could be like that they've got the curiosity for you, but they don't have like the action to take it. And the King of Wands reversed is usually someone who's struggling to kind of lead confidently, you know, and maybe they're impulsive, or lets pride get in their way. So it could just be someone who thinks too much, more than they speak, and then they avoid like vulnerable conversations with you. Excuse me. So the outcome this week, though, is the Nine of Pentacles and the Death card. So basically, the Nine of Pentacles is about like independence and self-worth and emotional maturity, and Death is about like some sort of major transformation. So it kind of feels like, you know, there's no like guaranteed reconciliation between the two of you if this is someone that you separated from, but that there's definitely some big change that's coming in, and the outcome is like that from this change, that there's someone's going to emerge much stronger and more kind of like self-assured, and not like repeating old patterns or anything like that. So it just means that like if you guys do continue, you and the specific person, it would kind of need to be transformed rather than kind of repeating some sort of old cycles. And then your advice here is the Ace of Swords reversed and the Page of Wands. So maybe the Ace of Swords in the reverse is usually about like, don't make assumptions, or don't push for answers when like there's like mixed things going on at the moment, and there's maybe a lack of communication between the two of you. And the Page of Wands is usually about like, you know, making sure that you stay curious and open, and you know, you can still hold that hope there. So just, you know, when things are uncertain between the two of you, kind of just keep open to whatever new possibilities, conversations, you know, experiences, and whatever fresh energy that happens between the two of you will be more productive than kind of trying to like dig deep into each single misunderstanding, you know, and like talk them over, every single one of them. So let's get some oracles for you, for Virgo. Okay, so how does Virgo feel towards their person? We have hopeless, sinking, despair, and falling apart. Bottom of the deck is conflicted, decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices. That's that Knight of Swords there. Okay, then what does Virgo's person feel for Virgo? Heart fog, mixed signals, blocked emotions, and messed up. Bottom of the deck we have rejection, abandoned, dismissed, and irrational fear. Okay, then let's see. Let's get some romance angels. Okay, so Virgo's love life. Okay, we have express your love, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. We have make the effort, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Okay, what else? We have past life relationship, you have known each other before. And then bottom of the deck we have attraction. It says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And let's get some messages from your person. This is usually for people in separation, so I will try and interpret it as best as I can for people who are actually together. Oh, that fell down. I'm starting to understand our connection. What else? We have I left you before you could leave me. Okay. What else? Okay, we have I know I messed up everything. And then with the bottom of the deck we have I couldn't let you get close to me. So with your feelings here, Virgo, with hopeless and conflicted, I feel like you're feeling just emotionally exhausted at the moment, you know. With hopeless, it doesn't mean that, you know, that you've stopped caring or anything like that. It just means that you're kind of struggling to kind of see a clear path forward. And conflicted is usually about, you know, that you kind of, there's a part of you that still wants this connection, while there's another part of you that's like wondering if it's time to let it go. So there's like love there, but there's also disappointment and some sort of like just exhaustion, like fatigue, like done feeling the way I feel, you know. And then with their feelings towards you, sorry, the cards are going everywhere. Their feelings towards you, we've got heart fog and rejection. So it kind of aligns well with like the feelings in the tarot with the 10 of Cups and the reverse and the 4 of Wands. So maybe it's just, you know, that you kind of, I don't know, they're kind of showing that they either don't fully understand their own feelings, or maybe they just don't trust their feelings right now. You know, heart fog is usually about like emotional confusion, and rejection is like, I don't know, fear of abandonment or vulnerability or something like that. So they definitely care, but they kind of struggle to express how they feel because some sort of fear is getting in the way, or maybe even just some sort of uncertainty between the two of you is getting in the way of them being able to express that. Then with the romance angels, express your love is kind of like obviously just telling you to just be honest about how you feel, even with yourself, but also just talk to your person about this and, you know, let them know how you're feeling. Make the effort obviously is kind of, you know, saying that if you want this, you're gonna have to kind of put into it type of thing, and make sure that like this is, you know, if this is something that you want, that you're going to show that with your actions. And with past life relationship, it could be that either that, you know, it's spiritually, or or that you guys have known each other before, or could just be that maybe it's an ex that it's pointing to, but you know that you guys feel very familiar with each other. And then with attraction at the bottom of the deck, obviously there's a lot of attraction between the two of you and chemistry, and there's just that like magnetic pull between the two of you, but it also is reminding you to kind of like, you know, focus your energy into yourself, and you're going to attract the right person for you by doing that. Then with the starting to understand our connection, you know, obviously this person can feel how deep the two of you run, and they're like having that realization. I left before you could leave me. It could be that this person kind of, you know, walked away from the situation because of some sort of fears, and you know they're kind of scared that you're going to leave them, so they're like, well, I'll do that first, which also shows that they need to kind of grow a bit, you know. And I know I messed up everything, so they have that realization as well that, you know, that they have issues and they need to resolve them, which is what it looks like. And I couldn't let you get close to me, so maybe again that fear of rejection or fear of abandonment or whatever, they're like, I don't want you close to me, because then that gives you the power to be able to kind of make my fears come to reality. So yeah, not the best reading, but you know, this and that are both true, you know, with the dolphin spirit and the in-between worlds. Like there's definitely, like, you guys aren't fully into your new life and you're not letting your old life go at the moment, you know, so it's just kind of sitting with the uncertainty for now and just figuring out how you feel. Don't make any sort of decisions right now, and just be open to whatever may happen, you know. But that is what I have for you, Virgo. I hope you found a message that helped, and I'll see you guys again soon. Take care.